Coach Kathy Richardson. I hope you had a great holiday season, but it's time to get to business because New Year's is just around the corner. Do you have a plan? Are you ready? How do you feel about how things went the last couple of weeks? I've heard from a lot of you, and it sort of sounds like you maybe did a little too much overeating, maybe a little too many sweets. I'm glad you all enjoyed yourselves though, and there's nothing that we can do about the last 2 weeks, but there's absolutely things we can do about the entire next year, and that's what this video is about. And if you want to see more content like this, hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss awesome content like this. It's time for the big reveal. It's the January challenge. Now, I'm not going to ask you for any money. I'm not going to even give you a very specific, strict diet plan to follow. You're going to learn as you follow me on this journey that I'm a little bit different of a weight loss coach, but I'm an effective one. And what I'm going to teach you how to do is what has worked for me as well on my journey, losing 150 pounds and maintaining it since about April. I have my 1 year anniversary of maintenance weight coming up pretty quick. So let's get you there too, or keep you in maintenance if that's what you're looking for. So this January challenge has 3 components to it. And when I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do this with you, I thought, what have I done in the past that worked? What have I consistently done in the last 4 years, losing this 150 pounds? And I sort of have a system, but I wanted to put some free content, coachable content, and usable content out there for you to get you started January 1st. That can be your day one. On my journey to losing 150 pounds, before I had bariatric surgery, I did start and completed the 75 Hard program, which is very rigorous and it's very strict and it's difficult. Like 99% of people who start it don't finish it. And I not only finished it first try, even with an MS attack in the middle of it, but I went on to do 2 additional phases. But I'm not here to talk about 75 Hard too much. Just wanted to hit some bullet points that program does, and it focuses on mindset and movement and water and diet and within like very strict parameters. That's not what we're going to do today. And we're actually just going to focus on 3 things. I want you to focus on any one of these 3 things. If the thoughts of doing all 3 of what we're about to talk about is too overwhelming, pick 1. Maybe pick 2. I sure hope you pick all 3 because they are kind of synergistic. But if you can only do 1, that's fine. I'll never know the difference. Anything that you do, any small step, you know, this book here, Atomic Habits, I actually read that during the 75 Hard challenge. But any little thing that you do to make your life better is a good thing. And the more consistently you do that, the more you're going to see results. And we know results can bring huge changes and more motivation, and it's kind of a snowball effect. So the first component is going to be focusing on eating. This is the most important part to your weight loss journey. And it might seem like a duh, but does it? Because if you look at what sells in January, it's treadmills, it's weight bars, it's gym memberships up the wazoo. And very few people actually take the time to hire a weight loss coach or a fitness coach. But people just focus on fitness, fitness, fitness in January. And so much so, and it fizzles out so much that actually January 17th is called National Quitters Day. I sure hope I don't see any of you quitting on January 17th. And this program is going to be doable enough that you may not even notice that you're doing it every single day if you're only doing 1 component or 2 components. But let's blow past that January 17th, and I will be checking in along the way. So with the eating, you pick. I'm not going to tell you any diet to do. I'm not going to say you must keep your carbohydrates at 25 grams or below. You must keep your protein 1 gram of your body mass or greater, or 0.5. You know, we're not doing that. What I want you to do is to pick something that is doable, sustainable, and produces results. And if you need help with that, you can reach out to me. But in the meantime, I kind of think you know what you need to do. It's not going to look like the following. We're not going to do the cabbage soup diet. We're not going to do the army diet where you eat your cup of ice cream at night and your apple with peanut butter in the morning and a piece of dry toast and a can of tuna. Like, we're not doing that for 30 days. We're not doing that at all. We're not going to do Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers or Nutrisystem or Noom And it's not going to be eating everything fat-free. If it says fat-free in the grocery store, you're going to go buy it and think you can just go hog wild on that. Okay, like that's the 90s. Like, get out of here with that. And we're not going to do a liquid diet for 30 days. That's not sustainable. So all of those things, that is not what we're going to do. But here's what we are going to do. I want you to say yes to considering reducing your carbohydrate level. I'm not saying go full-blown keto. I'm not saying that you need to be super, super high protein and super, super low carb or just eat all the fat all the time every day and not even monitor it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I want you, if you are overweight, obese, or morbidly obese, to consider reducing your carbohydrate intake to anywhere. I mean, if you're eating 300 a day and you cut it down to 100, that's reducing. And if you're eating 150 a day and you go down to 75, that's reducing. I want you to see for 1 month what your energy levels feel like, what your bloat feels like, how your sleep habits are, how your bowels perform. I do want you to consider reducing your carbohydrates. Again, nothing's mandatory, but as a weight loss coach, in good faith, I can absolutely recommend if you have excess weight to lose, you need to drop your carbs down some. Here's another thing. We're not into fad diets, but I know some people in January choose to do some fasting, and some of that can be spiritual fasting. I've done the Daniel fast in January. I've done the Daniel fast a few times. That one's only 20 days, and so that is going to seem extreme for some of you, but I'm not telling you not to. I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm not considering that in the fad diet category. That's a spiritual thing that a lot of people start their New Year's off with, and if that's your plan, I support you in it. And we'll see you when you're done in 20 days. And some of you have already done, if you've been part of Coach Kathy and been part of my Facebook group, which by the way is called Down 150 Pounds with Coach Kathy. Come find me on Facebook. There's more stuff than what I put on YouTube. I'll always put my YouTube on YouTube, but there's always extras in the groups too, and there's a lot of support. And make sure you're supporting each other in the comments down below too. But in October, we did a 30-day intermittent fasting challenge for beginners. So if you're comfortable with it, if that's part of your everyday routine now since doing that challenge, or if you enjoyed it and you want to do it again, this is a great time to get started with that again. Maybe you did 16 and 8 that whole month and now you feel more comfortable trying 18 and 6. Maybe you want to do alternate day fasting. This is your onion to peel back on your own right now. So you choose, but if you want to include fasting in it, I sure hope you do, because it can be a powerful tool. But no matter what you choose, I want you to absolutely, for the next 30 days, implement the 80-20 rule. Now, what does that mean? If you're new to the 80-20 rule, it means 80% of the time you are eating foods that put you towards your weight loss or weight maintenance goals. And so that is going to be things like reducing your carbs and maybe not having 6 cheeseburgers a day or whatever. And so the other 20% of the time is supposed to look very, very different. And I want you enjoying your 80% foods, and I want you enjoying your 20% foods. But your 20% foods, some people might call these cheat meals or treat meals. I don't really like those words. I just call them a 20% food or an 80% food, because I love my food 100% of the time. So even when I'm having my 20% foods, I don't feel like I'm cheating, because I still love my 80% foods. For me, I eat 3 meals and basically 1 snack a day sometimes. So for me, that over a 7-day course, that averages out to 2 meals and 1 snack a week that I just eat whatever I want to. I'm not thinking about my diet. I'm not thinking about the macros in that food. I'm not thinking about the calorie count. I'm not thinking about anything except for it's there, I want it, and I'm going to eat it until I'm satisfied, not stuffed, and that's it. And then I move on. I get to do that twice a week. That provides me a lot of freedom. For some people, that's your Friday night and your Saturday night. Some people, that's your Taco Tuesday and then your Friday night date night. You do you. I don't care. But just make sure you are allowing yourself, based on how many meals a week. So how you figure this out? Yes, you take how many meals a day you eat and how many snacks a day, and then you figure it out to what 20% of that looks like. If you have to use your calculator, go for it. But you figure out what your 20% looks like. Your 20% might be different than mine. You might be doing 1 meal a day, every other day, and doing a fasting regime like that. And so you might only have 1 treat meal a week, or you might eat 6 small meals a day, if you do. I'm not judging you, do you right now. Well, that's in another video, and check it out if you want to. But, that might allot you some smaller meals. But there are some parameters, and this is a meal. A meal is your entree. That's not a green light to go eat whatever appetizer you want, whatever entree you want, and whatever dessert you want. Because that would actually, for me, that would be all three. That would be 2 meals and a snack. And I've done that before. If I'm going to like a really fancy restaurant and I just want to try all the things, then yes, that would be my 2-in-1, like my 2 meals and my 1 snack. So just be mindful. Clearly, eating whatever you want, as much as you want, whenever you want, hasn't worked for you, or you wouldn't be on this channel. But I want you to try this 80-20 rule if you never have before. And if you have done it and it felt a little too freeing for you, maybe look at your portion sizes. Are you eating past stuff? Or are you giving yourself so much diet trauma and shame and guilt that you didn't allow yourself your 20% and you just stayed in your 80% foods, which turned into your 100% foods all the time because you were too nervous to do this. You thought it would be a slippery slope. You didn't trust yourself. This is why for 30 days, I really want you staying in this box. I want you in this parameter. And that's really the only hard, fast thing that I'm speaking to when it comes to your eating. I want you to pick something, stick to it 80% of the time, 20% of the time, give you some grace to take a break, because data tells us long-term restriction does not work for the majority of people. If you're one of the unicorns, I'm so happy for you, but I know I'm not a unicorn. And I don't really know too many others. I know some people who really, really do strict keto and they do awesome at it. And that's them, or carnivore, or whatever. But for the majority of people, long-term restriction doesn't work. And if it's not working for you, I want you to try 80-20. This is where I want you to help yourself here with your food choices, not hurt yourself. You can project yourself one way or the other based on the decisions on food you need. But this is not meant to be a metabolism wrecker. This is not meant to be 30 days of white knuckling, super strict. I'm going to eat nothing but chicken and broccoli for 30 days and I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Well, what happens on February 1st then? All that weight comes back. Everything is same thing if you do like a crazy liquid diet or something. That's just going to jack your metabolism up and down, or just level it out, and you're not doing anything anymore except for gaining the second you eat a calorie again. So just be smart about it. Moving on. We're going to talk about moving. Am I going to give you a hardcore exercise regime? No. Am I going to tell you how many reps of what to do and how to do it? Also no. What I am going to do is recommend that you move 50 kilometers during the entire month of January, and I don't care how you do it. My motivation for this, I'm paying homage as a cancer survivor to the Canadian Cancer Society. They have a Get Moving in January campaign, and if you want to sign up for that, check out their website. I'm not sponsored or affiliated. It just inspired me, and I hope it inspires you. You can walk all of this. You can run. You can jog. You can walk the dog. You can take stairs instead of elevators. You can do Leslie Sansone's Walk Away the Pounds for free right here on YouTube. She has a 1 kilometer a day, a 1 mile a day, a 2 mile, a 5 mile. You can do this any way you want to. You can get it all done during the first week if you want to. But I want you to really hit 50K at some point over the course of a month. And it's kind of fun to tally it up. And I'll tell you guys, you can be motivators too. Don't think people aren't watching you when you're bettering yourself, because they are. Some are watching to cheer you on. Some are watching to see you fail. You determine how that goes, however, and sometimes just by people watching you do it, you inspire them to go try, and then they do it. So use your social media. Do hashtag Coach Kathy Challenge if you want to. Hashtag Coach Kathy January Challenge. I don't care. Let me know what you're doing. I love updates. Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know in my Facebook group. If you need some inspiration on how to get to your 50K, then I can help you with that too. I'll be posting my results and my progress, and I want to see yours too. Let's build each other up. Hello, Mr. Rusty. If you hear some toenails, it's my dog, Rusty. Hi, baby. Yes, he's going to help me get my 50K. So again, it doesn't matter what you do, where you do it. Some ideas, because if you are in Canada or in the north like I am, and the weather just isn't conducive to walking outside. I don't want people slipping on the ice and falling and things. Use your head. Walk around the grocery store, walk around Walmart, go to the mall, put your sneakers on, change it when you get in, and just go for a walk anywhere. Those steps add up. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Park further away. There are so many little ways that you can add up those steps over the course of a day, and then over the course of weeks, and then next thing you know, boom, it's been a month and you might be 150K. Who knows? So don't think that you just have to be slamming it out on a treadmill or killing yourself on your elliptical. If you love your elliptical, use it. If you love your treadmill, use it. But if you don't have one, don't let lack of equipment and scared of falling on the ice be something that keeps you from this movement challenge. If you are in a wheelchair, or if you are unable, if you're immobile, try something else. If you need help, let me know. But any movement is good, and I want to see you moving. And it's not because this is going to help you lose weight. This is more for the health and wellness aspect of it. It aids in digestion. It helps create human growth hormone, and it helps you feel better. It helps you look better. It builds muscle, which helps you burn more calories at rest. It helps you sleep better. There's a million reasons why exercise is good for you, but it's not weight loss. Weight loss and exercise, maybe it affects 10%, maybe. Some people even say it's more like 7%. So you can absolutely still lose all the weight you need to lose without exercising a lick. But you're going to miss out on so many other amazing benefits for it. And the final part of this challenge, you might be thinking, what more is there to it? And it's the big one, and it's the one we don't talk about enough. It's the one that really makes the difference in someone being successful or not with anything, and it's mindset. I want you to work on your mindset. If this is the only thing you do in January, this is the one I want you to do, because everybody can do this. You don't need to buy anything. You don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to do anything except for have a pen and a piece of paper and a brain. And I'm pretty sure we all have that. So the first thing I want you to do is journal every single day. Write something down. Write how you feel. Write what you hope to get done today. Write down maybe what you're going to eat each day. And it got me thinking, I might actually provide journal prompts. If you're struggling and you're having writer's block with yourself even, maybe on my Facebook group every single day, I'll be, today's the journal prompt of the day. But just write something down. Check in with yourself. Check in with your emotions. Be self-aware for the next 30 days. Are you sabotaging yourself? Are you using strategies that are helping you? Do you have successes to share with yourself? My goodness, Rusty's toenails. Check in. Just see how things are. Write what you thought about how your 2023 went in the beginning. Like if you need some motivation for that first week, take a look at yourself on January 1st and say, do I like where I am right now? Did what I do all of 2023 serve me well? Hi. Oh, there's my baby. I'm sorry. He's so loud today. You go lay down, okay? Thank you. So did 2023 serve you well? Are you happy with how things went? If so, write that down and wash, rinse, repeat. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you don't like how 2023 went, ask yourself why. And what can you do to change so that you are happy on December 31st of 2024? Because it is possible. I'm living proof that it's possible. So just take a self-awareness check-in every single day, somehow. I don't care if it's 5 words and say, today sucked, try again tomorrow. That's progress, guys. That's self-awareness. And if you want to go even deeper and you do want to read some motivating books, Chasing Cupcakes, Atomic Habits is a great one to get started. I can let you know, and maybe I'll do a video on books that really helped me on my journey, because they absolutely did. As did other YouTubers. Maybe I'll link some of them in there too. But you will never, ever regret working on your own mindset. And now is the time to do it. And if this is the only thing you do out of this whole challenge, I hope you do. And for the final part of the challenge, these are just extras. You don't have to do them. But if there's 2 things that you can do that are going to give you a great month and you are going to absolutely see and feel noticeable, tangible, major differences. Even if you mess up on the other three things, these two, if done consistently, produce very visible results. And it's 8 and 8. 8 hours of sleep, 8 cups of water a day. Do both of those every single day for 30 days. Watch how different you look. Watch how different you feel. Watch how different you use the bathroom. Watch how different your skin looks. Watch how different your muscles behave. You can never go wrong with either one of these. And these two components, from a weight loss coach perspective, are two of the most neglected. And they're so easy to do. Anybody can do them. If you're struggling with your sleep, and that's a very real thing, especially if you're perimenopausal or menopausal, if you're a shift worker, we can talk about that. And there will be future videos to come on sleep. But for the majority of us, there's very simple things we can do to get at least that 8 hours of sleep a day. And unless you're in the Sahara and you have your hands tied and you've been held hostage, you can get 8 cups of water in a day. A simple one, a little trick, is drink 1 cup of water, or for me, I do a mason jar, so that's 2 cups of water. I drink that before I even make my first cup of coffee. That way I'm hydrating myself, and I'm getting 2 out of 6 before I even have a cup of coffee. Super easy. Those are just bonuses. Those are just add-ons, but I hope you do it. So to recap, we are going to focus on healthy eating, moving 50K, mindset, and your bonuses with your 8 and 8. 8 hours sleep, 8 glasses of water. Let's see how you do. Let's see if you can do all of these and not be a quitter on me on January 17th. Let's check back in at the end of the month and have some awesome progress reports. If you have any questions, I'm here all the time. I'm very responsive to messages here on YouTube, on Facebook. Check out my podcast, Cat Chats, on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. There'll be a few of those coming during the month of January as well. And let's just get this snowball rolling. And let's just see how different we look and feel come February 1st. Thanks for watching.